Hello and welcome. Episode 60. We're all grown up here, pretty close to retirement age. 60 of these. This is On Second Thought with Mike and Matt. He's Matt. I'm Mike. And welcome. June 24th, a Wednesday night, an early one.
Yes, sir.
Banging this out early for the kids.
That's what she said.
Yep. And for those people who are watching the live stream, which is none of you, I got my close eye on you. I got my, I might not be 60, but I am 50, and I just purchased a magnifying glass, and I am looking at Matt through the magnifying glass and getting a good look at him. So that's...
Don't look too closely. But Mike is able to see now into the future, and he can see through the microphone to what you people are doing while listening to the podcast. So just keep that in mind.
Very scary. Some of you put your pants back on, please.
He can see a lot now with that thing. That looks heavy, Mike.
It is heavy. Yeah, it could be a weapon too.
Now, what are you using that for?
I'm using, again, this is for the video listeners only. This device here, which is which I showed last week, the Get Smart device, right?
Yes.
When I pull all this open, there's some tinkering that needs to go on, specifically in this program called Retroid, and the text can be very, very small. And so when I'm on a small device like that, I am going over.
So you're doing that type of thing.
Yes, I am.
Now, me, like when I got my contacts in, when I'm doing something like that, I can't see shit. So I got to put cheaters on. So I got reading glasses. And so only when I have my contact, like when I have my glasses on, I'm fine. No. Which is wild because you always wear glasses.
My right eye is going pretty quick on me. It's the eye that had the injury too. So I'm gonna have a patch pretty soon. I'm just gonna have a patch. It's gonna be awesome.
Can't wait to tear apart.
Well, hell of a week, hell of a time. I am sort of left, Matt. What to do with my life. Now that certain things have transpired. We were waiting here with bated breath for what was going to be the price of Grand Theft Auto, what was going to be the price of the Steam machine, and now these things have dropped from the sky. They have given us clarity, and I don't know how to eat lunch. I don't know how to put one foot in front of the other. My life has no purpose. It has no meaning.
You can't see anymore. You can't see anymore. I mean,
yeah, it's all gone to shite. Because I've gotten the answers that I've been waiting for. So I guess maybe now I have to ponder about, what Project Helix will cost and what PlayStation 6 will cost. And as we get into the news stories, maybe we already know what they're going to cost because the bar has been set. Unfortunately, very, very high. But
yeah.
Here we are recording again. I am, if I feel a little light and feathery and like the monkey is off my back, I survived the graduation / Father's Day / birthday party extravaganza here at my house.
Thank God.
So that has been all taken care of. Of course, my wife did the lion's share of the work, but she did all the work. I carried all the stress. That's how that was divided up. So that went swimmingly, and here we are. I'm light as a feather. All that stress has rolled off my back, and ready to record. Lots of things, news items to discuss. Amazing. Xbox didn't get in the news this week. They kept themselves quiet. Last week we didn't record because we are a bi-weekly podcast. But on our last episode, sir, we hinted that changes were coming with the 100-day reset. And shortly after we recorded, the news broke that Compulsion and Ninja Theory and Double Fine may be closed or sold off. Of course, none of those stories were substantiated by Microsoft. Those are just all out there in the ether. But I'm sure they're working on the details behind the scenes. But yeah, in the last week or so, as I've been gathering the news items for the show, Xbox has been pretty quiet, with the exception of one thing that came across my desk. My lovely assistant passed it on to me just as we were about to record.
She is lovely.
Yes. They're talking about rolling out a feature. Well, they already have rolled it out to Xbox insiders. And this would be for Game Pass people only. You know how we often will commiserate over our displeasure of turning on the Xbox, or any system for that matter, and you want to go play the game and there's an update and the automatic update has not happened.
Correct.
Everybody in the audience raised their hands who that has happened. Let me look at you all here. Let me pause for effect. Oh, yes, I can see you all out there. Yes, I feel like I'm on like a creepy kids show. Yes, I can see you all out there. And for, I guess, what they're testing for for people in the Game Pass is that, let's just pick a game, Forza Horizon 6, right? They just put out a big update for it. You just got home from work, you just finished your steak and mashed potatoes, and you want to go race around Japan now, and the game isn't ready. Well, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, they're going to let you play it in the cloud while you wait for it to download. To which I say, neat idea, interesting idea, but is that preventing the game from downloading? Like, we all know, we've all seen screens or stories or something that says, downloads happen better when you have the system off. If you play a game, your downloads go to a crawl or don't download at all. So I'm wondering how they're handling that.
Well, I thought that was the whole point of this whole standby thing, and not actually turning your system off. Whereas we're in the background overnight, downloads would happen, right? So you're good to go. Am I wrong in thinking this? I mean, that was the whole point of advancement and stuff. I mean, Windows does it.
I mean, I have
does a lot of these backgrounds, and
I have a crook in my finger, a permanent crook in my finger, Matt, here, like my poor grandmother who passed away, because I've pressed I've selected and unselected that checkbox so many times. It's like stuck in this position. I walk, people in the streets go, "Why are you walking around like that?" Blame fucking Xbox. I've been pressing this goddamn button forever.
Yeah, that's the whole point of having always on and always online. And that is where you come home, you haven't played a game for months, maybe, and all of a sudden you get a hankering to play PGA golf. And so, man, all day you're thinking, man, I can't wait to go home. I just want to play some golf. Get home. Like you said, you go home, you cook dinner, you bang the wife, and you're ready to go and play some games, And it's like, all right, go down there. You're spent. You're ready to go. Turn on. And nope, it's got to download.
No,
why?
Well, I'm not a complete monster, Matt. I am not. I might have the outward appearance, but I'm not a complete monster. I am not holding these companies to having every single one of my games updated. PlayStation does a good job of anything that you've played recently. Now, I don't know what that threshold is, but let's just say anything that's displayed across the XMB bar, right? Cross media bar, those games are always up to date for me. But if I have something in my library that I haven't played in X amount of time, those I need to manually kick off and update as soon as I start the game. They must, I don't know, again, I don't know what the threshold is, but that's been my experience on PlayStation. On Xbox, nothing fucking updates.
Nothing updates. Nothing does.
Nothing. No. Zero. And
correct.
So it's my expectation if I was playing Forza on a Monday and then on a Wednesday I went to play it, and on in the middle there, between those 2 days, on the Tuesday there was an update. It's my expectation that the game should be ready to go when I sit down on Wednesday. Now, if I haven't played the game in 90 days, a year, I get it. I'm not holding anybody to that. That's my own fault for not playing the game. But anything I've played, within the interim, short term, I expect that game to be updated.
But there's still no reason, if you haven't played a game in a year, that it shouldn't auto-update. There's no reason. Unless maybe a giant update. I'm talking like maybe 20 gig update or something like that. But these minor updates, there's no reason why it should not update automatically.
There's got to be some sort of API call on the back end that looks at it and goes, look at this person's library, whatever their games are for the last, again, someone's entering somewhere in the code 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, 120 days. They're establishing that, because that way they just don't want the servers being banged on all day long, right? If someone has like 4 terabyte thing hooked up to their machine, just every, again, I'm not a monster, but I expect things that are that I've been playing recently to be updated. So,
yes.
Long story short, that is the only Xbox news I have for all you people. So anybody in Green Teamers that only check in for Xbox news, you can jump off there if you like. Before we get into things, a humorous story that maybe is a cautionary tale, but also something that I didn't think of, but also spices up old tech to make it somewhat feel like new tech. So as I confided into Matt on the weekend with all that stress again from the party, I was hurrying to use my zero turn on a lunch break to mow the lawn. And I did not properly secure my phone in my shorts. Usually when I ride the zero turn, I put my phone on the little, there's like a little, not a cup holder. There's something next to the cup holder. I think it's a phone holder.
It might be.
Yeah. And I had my phone in my shorts, and I have this little hill that I have to go up to get into my lawn from my driveway. And the phone came sliding out of my pocket, and instead of hitting the ground, it went into the guts of the zero turn, and I'm telling you, Matt, the engine was hot and angry that day, my friends, and it couldn't have been on. The zero turn couldn't have been on more than 60 seconds, but boy, that thing heats up quickly, and it burnt right through my case. My case and a little bit of the side of the phone, just a little bit. But it was like pulling a grilled cheese sandwich apart, trying to get that case off.
I can imagine. You'd probably been better off letting it try and cool down to do it. But man,
the damage was already done. But what I did do is I went out and got a new phone case.
Nice.
And
zero turn proof?
No.
Oh.
But sometimes, you feel like your phone or some device can get stale, like, it just, looks beat up, looks ratty or whatever. Mm-hmm. I recommend going out and getting, and it matches your shirt you have on tonight, Matt.
Not a sponsor.
Not sponsored, but I have somewhat of an orangish kit.
Yeah.
It's clear on the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if you can see the damage right over here. I'm tapping it.
I see myself. Oh, I see it right there. I see it. I see it. Yep. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waving at myself.
So I'm going to live with it. It's a $1,200 to $1,500 mistake right there, but I will live with it because I got the case. It covers it up mostly. And
everything's working on a phone still and everything. So I mean,
yeah. And I do, and I am regretting. I knew my case was in not piss poor shape, but it was looking tattered, weathered. And this is a good reminder that I feel like when I need a new phone, spend the $15 on Amazon, get a new case, and see if it I feel like Los here, bedazzling my products. If that has, turned you around at all on your device. So there's a
now.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the shorts you were wearing.
Oh yeah.
Were they loose, baggy shorts?
I tend to wear somewhat in between. I have them on.
Comfort.
I have them on right now. They're not baggy like like a skateboarder or something, but they're not tight like 1980s NBA basketball players either. Somewhere in the middle of that.
So like when I'm out to farm, I'm mowing all the acres out there. I have my phone in my pocket, because I got my headphones on, listening to my music and stuff like that. But I think the major difference here is I'm wearing, my jean shorts.
Your jorts.
My jorts, sir.
The
very tight pockets.
The insult to injury here on all this is these nice shorts that I have. They have a zipper on them. I could have just easily zippered up.
You could just zip. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yep. You live and learn. In the mount, you would have loved to have been there because I couldn't find the phone, and I'm sure while I was finding,
yeah,
it was still going on in my head. Like I had my earbuds in, so I knew the phone was there, and I'm like looking all over the ground and everything. I can't find it. I'm looking in the zero turn. Finally, I walk off the property and go into the garage and speak to Odessa over here and call upstairs, and I'm like, bring the flashlight out. Because the flashlight we have for the dog when we take her out at night is upstairs. Lynn comes out. She can't find it. She's like, it's got to be in the grass somewhere. I'm looking. I'm like, it's not there. And, she's like, where were you sitting? What were you doing? I was getting, it was like inquisition, and I could feel the
I can imagine.
The temperature and the tension were rising. And then I just caught a little gleam of the glass of the phone sitting right on top of right underneath the engine. And I was like, son of a bitch. I couldn't get it. She had to stick her hand in there. She got a little burnt.
Hey, man, what? Your hand was too big?
My I've been lifting, Matt. These arms aren't going to go in there. These aren't going to go in there.
You've got, yeah. What she said.
So, yep. All right. Well, let's move on, shall we? Before we talk about what we've been playing, we are going to talk about GTA here in just a bit. But this news item came across my desk as well, that Grand Theft Auto 5 has surpassed 220 million copies sold. That's more copies than all the people combined in the United Kingdom, France, and Germany.
It's amazing.
That is just a...
that is amazing.
It is. So...
I mean, I know I've got a couple copies floating around here and there, different things. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I haven't... I haven't looked into what they deem as copies like you just said there. Is that like, cumulative? Like Matt had it on 360, he got it on PS4, he's got it on PS5 now? Or are they talking like actual, like purchased? I don't know if they actually gave any of those away either. Like, did they give you a free upgrade if you had it on one? I don't think so. It's usually not their MO.
Well, they just did the other day. They upgraded everybody for free.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if that counted, but I mean, I'm sure like if I bought on the Xbox and then got it on PlayStation computer, that's 3 copies, Yeah, possibly 4 with the Xbox Series X, or whatever.
I'm sure that if they're talking about sold, anytime they charge you for it, I'm sure is what they're counting.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I think they're. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, they've done good with that one. That and Red Dead.
I don't even think Red Dead's anywhere close to that, but it's still sold a shit ton.
Oh hell yeah! Be curious where Red Dead is at.
I want to say off the top of my head, I thought it was 40 million, but I could be wrong on that.
Seems low, but I could be wrong too.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can tell us what you've been up to this week, and I will go to the Google machine. And I assume you mean
Awesome.
I assume you mean Red Dead Redemption 2, not 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, two. Yeah. So I've been the past week, kind of chilling. Forza 6 is a perfect game for that. Going around, getting all the roads, billboards, and all that, racing, trying to get different cars. Exploring the map. It's a great game. It seems like it's getting a lot of shit for being arcadey, but that's what the game is. Been having fun with it. I love it. I think it looks great. Plays great on the PC. I'm going to play more of it for sure. And then the other thing, I get back from doing Crimson Desert again. Lots of updates with that game that's been coming out. It seems like every week there's a new update for it. And I've been playing the shit out of it. Kind of taking my time with it, enjoying it, trying to understand everything that's going on with it. It seems like everything you do in that game is a new item and a new tutorial. So much it throws at you. I know the other day I was playing, Mike and I were talking on Discord, and I had to keep looking up different old commands and stuff to do with the game, which because they throw so much at you. But the game is, the story has been getting good. It's very deep. Like I'm going in. I've expanded my camp a lot. Trying to get farming going and resources and that, so I can spend more time doing story stuff instead of searching around for resources. Because since my camp is getting bigger, I got more people. I can send people out on missions to do that type of stuff. That frees up my time. I don't know. It just feels like I'm early in the game, but been playing a lot still. It's like some of the missions are basic, and it seems like some of the stuff I've learned on my own, and the game will make you go back and do it just because of a quest or a mission. Just like fishing, there's a quest. Oh, let's go out fishing. I say, well, I already been fishing, but you do this quest and it shows you how to fish. Well, I already learned how to do that on my own. It just kind of shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
with cooking and horse riding and building things. Some of the stuff, like, I already started doing that on my own and figured it out. But there's a lot of that happening. But playing a lot of that. Did some more Geometry Survivor on the Steam Deck. Another great game. Chill, just relax and play. And for some reason, I play that game a whole lot better on the Steam Deck than I do on the big screen. I'm not sure the reasoning behind that, but I am doing better on that. Getting better and better. I'm down. I think the best I've done is there's 8 minutes left. I think, the total time is 20. Starts out at 20 and it counts down from that. Still have not won an actual session of that game, Mike. I know you have a couple of times.
Yeah. I don't know if beaten is the right word, but I've finished. Yeah. I haven't played it in I think since maybe like last April when I went on my vacation 2 vacations ago. But yeah, I remember beating a couple times. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, I have not done that. I think, like I said, the best is around 8 minutes. When you're getting down that low in time, just shit is popping off on the screen. There's all types of stuff going on.
Yeah, embrace it.
Oh my God, it's so much going on. And between yourself and like the weapons and defenses and all that you got going on and all the things just popping up, it's crazy. Great game. And I got to play. It was on sale a couple weeks ago, and I bought it. The other Geometry, the one that was available on the PS Vita.
I went deep on that sale, man. I know we talked about that on the
Yeah.
on the show, and you said, "Oh, I'm buying that right now." I told you I bought like something like 16 or 17 games, and I don't know. I think it came to like $60.
Yeah.
I bought a whole bunch of shmups.
Yep.
And as you were talking here, Wario64 just tweeted out there's some sort of shmup on the Android store for 10 cents. 10 cents.
Oh my gosh.
10 cents, Matt.
You gotta buy that. You're losing money if you don't buy that, Mike. You're losing money. Is that something you can play on all your little handhelds?
Yeah, as long as I have Android. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if you're
Anyway, I think
if you're interested in picking it up, it's Galaxy Attack Premium, 10 cents. Kind of looks like a generic.
It
looks like a generic shmup, maybe a little Space Invader-ish.
Can't not buy that. Steam sale is going on now, right? Did that start?
Oh, I can't keep track. They had the bullet hell last time we were speaking, and then they moved on to the Next Fest. And I'm on their site right now. I don't see anything about Steam sale. Let me. I got a couple
coming up.
I got a couple news items here. The Red Dead Redemption. Where's the music, Matt? Oh, the Patreon sales didn't come in again. The Red Dead Redemption.
What?
I was gonna play like a drum roll or some sort of bean counter music, but again, it's Patreon. It's just been down, man. And
I don't know what's going on.
85 million. 85 million for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
And
that's up there.
It is up there. And it's nowhere near as 220 million, but it's certainly more than double what I said. So I apologize, Rockstar. I'm very, very sorry. Steam sale kicks off tomorrow. God help me.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Tomorrow through July 9th, though. So I can, we've talked about this ad nauseum in the past. And that even though it's probably been years, Matt, years at this point, that they haven't done the whole thing where, every day you got to check in if the deal gets better or sweet. So now it's set it and forget it. So I need a little buffer because there's been some expenses this week, sir. And so now, so July 9th. So I know I got a runway. I got a good runway. Space things out.
Yeah. You can take your time.
Yes.
Try to take your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if there's any other questions I can answer for you, but those are the sales and the Red Dead sales.
All right. Well, I got a question for you. What have you been doing? What have you been playing the past couple weeks?
Well, I've been playing all the shmups here and there, various things. Mm-hmm. I've even got into some of the adult shmups, not to the point of playing them yet, but researching them. And supposedly there are some shmups out there that you can, I guess, for lack of better terms, you can shoot clothes off people, or there's some... There's some that you maybe not as juvenile as that. Maybe the women are in the background, and let's say their body parts are used to go in and out of things and around things of that nature. I have yet to play any of those, but I have researched some of those. And I was, to my surprise, sir. And one of those is even on Nintendo Switch.
No shit.
The whole family console.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I could pronounce this the best.
Maybe Nintendo doesn't know this.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't say it then. I don't want to out them. The game is the game itself. The only reason I haven't picked it up yet on GOG because it's on sale there for $3.99 is that the people are giving it very poor reviews for the PC port. But it's called Caladrius Blaze. Now this one in the screenshots, I have not seen anything that's that I would say is sexual content, you know. So maybe that's why it got through the Nintendo directors. But it is what it is. But I've been playing. I bought a whole bunch of them. I don't remember all the names of them, but I just got them booted up on the Steam Deck, and just good. Have a few minutes break at work, or a couple minutes before work. They're just, they're kind of de-stressors for me. Just
Sure.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I just been playing a bunch of those, not making any huge progress in any of them, but just enjoying the whole mechanics and zoning out. But the majority of my gaming time has been on The Witcher 3. I'm not sure how far you progressed in that many moons ago.
I get to Act 3, Part 3, whatever. When there's a big wedding, I think comes to mind.
Okay, so you went to Skellige and you saw the unicorn?
Yes. So
the last time we spoke, I told you I finished the Bloody Baron, and today I had sex on the unicorn. So that's kind of
nice. Very nice.
I'm probably 4 levels ahead, skill-wise, for the missions I'm doing. I think Skellige's stuff is around 16, and I'm level 20. So I did a lot of, while we were yapping like old ladies this week, I was just running around doing the question marks on the map, knocking those things out, bandit camps, monster nest, as one is ought to do. But yeah, it is great to be back in Witcher 3 for the most part. The PS5 Pro, yeah. I'm noticing when you get into heavy areas like Novigrad, the game suffers a little bit. But when you're out in like Velen or Skellige, you're fine. But such a great game. Good writing, good combat.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is compelling A to Z. Now, some stuff I have decided not to do, like the Gwent and the racing. Haven't done. I've done a few of the fist fights, and even some of the bullshit fetch quest. Like I went to go see like some soothsayer last night, and he's like, "Go get me these." I was like, "You can go piss off. I'm not interested." And then immediately it comes up on the screen, failed, and I'm like, But
that's one of the things I had a problem with that game was the even like the whole Bloody Baron. That's fine. Was going out and getting things. Like, it's like, oh, you gotta go talk to this witch. You go talk to the witch. And she's telling you, oh, I need this and this and this to get that. So you go to some other guy to get us that stuff. He's telling you, oh, I need this, this, and this to do that.
The Peller.
It was like, oh my God.
The Peller wanted you to get his goat back.
Yeah.
The guy with the chicken, the guy with the chicken feet around his neck.
Yes, yes. It got old, man. It's like, oh my God, I'm doing like this one quest turned into this giant, all this other shit you're getting. It's like a pyramid scheme.
Love it.
To be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
The game was great. The game was awesome. The game was good. Kind of surprising that you're having issues going into certain areas. I'm not sure, optimization thing or something gone wrong with the translation or what, but it's kind of odd.
Novigrad for sure. Game gets a little stuttery, and I got to shut it down and start it back up, and it clears it out. So. I also have that issue with Forza Horizon 6 on PC. I don't have that at all on Xbox.
Yeah, I don't have the issue as much on the PC. I know you experience. You've got a. They say there's been issues with that with certain graphics cards and stuff like that. But
yeah, I got the 4070 Super.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of taking my time with The Witcher 3. I'm enjoying it. I do, want to clear out the map. I'm not just barreling through the story because I got plenty of time before the DLC comes out. And then I got to get to the DLC. I did some of the DLC when it came out before, but I didn't do it all. So I'm looking forward to just taking my time, playing my shmups, playing my Witcher 3. And this is all going to feed into a larger story that as we get into the Steam Machine news item here in a little bit. So, I think,
I'm excited.
I think in the the 2 weeks that since we haven't officially recorded, I only think the only other thing was I think Forza that we played together. So I don't think there was anything else. There's tons of stuff I can get to and I need to get to and I should get to, but I don't.
Same here.
So, let's just get right into it then. The Steam Machine, 2 days ago, they released the pricing, how you're going to order it, and when it's released. And so I guess the best thing to do is to jump right in and just talk the specifics and see where the conversation takes us. So there is really two different flavors with two different variants of those flavors. So the base model, the cheapest one you can get is 512 gigabytes. And before I go on, I should say all of these have the same guts inside except for the memory. Okay, so the base one, again, is 512 gigabytes. That's going to run you 1050, right? 1050. If you add a controller to that, it's 1128. And what I thought was a little odd that they're offering the base at 512 and there's no 1 terabyte. So you go right from 512 to a 2 terabyte. Now maybe those are just more common sizes. I'm not sure. But the 2 terabyte model with no controller is $1349, and then the 2 terabyte with the controller is $1428. So very, very, very pricey, for sure. How you're going to get these in the United States is different than in other places. So in Japan, they're already for sale. You can just, I think they might already be sold out in Japan, but there was no lottery. You just went and put your money down and boom, you were good to go. In the United States, it's a little bit different. You can sign up for each one of these. So essentially you're signing up for 4 different variants, 4 different lists. You can join anytime before tomorrow, June 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific. On that date, the list will be closed and then randomized, and you'll receive your results shortly thereafter. So tomorrow around 1 o'clock my time, I should get 4 emails potentially from Steam saying, sorry, try again. Or if I was selected on one of them, I guess I get bumped to the higher tier. So I think if I signed up for both 512s, I can't go to Valve and say, Gabe, I want to buy the cheaper 512. I have to buy the 512 with the controller. Get it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's pause there, Matt. How do the prices hit you?
I think they're what we were expecting. We were thinking high price and stuff like that. Unfortunately for me, I'm in the pores, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do with it.
Because
the prices are up there.
Let's pause there because you don't know what to do with it because you game exclusively there in your office.
Correct.
So if you're going to get the Steam Machine, that means you're bumping a more powerful computer offline. And why would one do that?
Yeah.
And so this is, again, we've talked about this before. This is really a device that's not for the office. This is for someone that wants to do some couch gaming, not have a clunky tower and mouse and keyboard next to you, You put this thing, it's very small in the entertainment center. It's supposedly whisper quiet for now. We'll see once, the cat hair and the dog hair and all the other dust gets in there after a while.
Yeah, right.
If it remains whisper quiet. It only has one fan, I believe. But I think that's who that's, when you say, I don't know what I would do with it, that's, so you say, hey, you know what? I want to be upstairs a little bit more. I want to be on my couch a little bit more. Work's been kicking my ass. That's where you'd put it.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. But I could also sit on the couch with my Steam Deck or Portal or Ally, play games.
And have at least 1050 still in your back pocket.
Yeah. There is definitely a market for this, I believe. It will sell for the computer geeks and all that stuff, and for the gamer geeks. And I don't say that in a bad way, but this will sell. This will do well.
I think
it is.
Go ahead.
I'd say, it's pretty much a PC console, right? Like a PS5 and Xbox with the Steam OS and all that stuff. Basically, you just plug it in, turn it on, connect your Steam account, and there's your library, and you can start playing your games.
That is correct.
There's definitely a market for it. I think there is a place for it.
Yeah, because you're not dealing with Windows or anything like that, right? It's just the Steam OS is very much console-like. The thing I think I've maintained all along is, let's say we use someone like Maniac, who hopefully still listens to us, right? Well, Jay probably doesn't have a huge Steam library, so why is he plunking down over $1,000 for then he's got to go buy the games?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the people that are console people that may be on the fence, let's say you've been in the PlayStation or Xbox ecosystem for a while and you never dabbled in PC. Is this your entry point, $1,000+? And then you got to go buy the games. I think this is really for the people who have been invested all along with Valve, Steam, and want to have another device in their house that's not tethered to their office desk. And they want to have something for the family room or living room, because otherwise, that is a big entry point. And sure, Steam has a lot of sales, and Steam doesn't require you to play online, to pay to play online. So those barriers of entry are lower. But what I was hinting at earlier is I am giving it some thought now with about 800 games in my Steam library. And more than enough games in my Xbox and PlayStation libraries. What if I was to discontinue my Game Pass and PlayStation Network and just play the games I own on those systems, and anything else I want to get, I'll just buy on those? At what point does the return on investment go in my favor if I was to just go all in on Steam as my main platform and put that underneath my TV as well and think of it as the console, and therefore I'm not paying the monthly fee to Xbox anymore. I'm not paying the yearly subscription to PlayStation Network. It's like when I want to put solar on my house. I have the same conversations in my brain as I'm having about this. Like, at what point do I pay off the solar in my electricity bill? At what point have I gotten ahead? And that's the same thing I'm thinking here. Like, at what point, if I was to make the cut, those services, and just go all in? Now, I could do that without getting the Steam Deck. The Steam machine. I could just play on my PC that I have. I don't need this other device to do that. But I do like to, if I sit at this desk from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. with a little bit of breaks in the middle, more often than not, I don't want to be sitting here after I'm done with work.
All right. You want to be on that couch and watching on the TV.
Right.
So how does that work with you, Mike, then, though? With all these games on your subscriptions, being able to go in and dabble, something comes out, it's like, ooh, All right, let's see how this plays. Is it good? Right? And you play for a while, it's like, oh shit, this game sucks. But on the other hand, if you do it on the Steam machine, you're going to have to buy that game, learn the hard way, maybe. Now, granted, they do have, what, a 2-hour window?
They got a very good refund policy. No fuss, no muss.
Sure.
I got to tell you, I very rarely, I'm not saying never, but it's probably maybe a couple handfuls of times I've tried something on Game Pass and said, yeah, this isn't for me, and I just moved on. You know, I think I got Game Pass because the kids use it a lot or have used it a lot. Certainly, we got a lot of value. I'm getting a lot of value out of Forza Horizon right now. Fallout 76, got 800 plus hours. You know, I'll be using it with Gears and I'll be using it with Halo going forward. Yeah, but it is something to consider. Do I keep paying these things, or is now the time to get rid of all those subscriptions and just, you know, put a PC thing underneath my television? I don't have an answer on that. That is just more of a rhetorical throwing it out there.
Sure. Right. You know, I guess I think one thing, you know, along with this, kind of like a future proofing type of thing. It's a lot of money to be outdated or something in a while. Now, granted, you know, Steam Deck's been around for years and it still works well. I still use mine all the time. I can still play new game, you know, Batman. That new Batman game plays great on it. Just kind of, you know, all right, like just knowing that GTA 6 is not going to be available on this, you know, at first, you know, you're kind of stuck to Xbox or PlayStation with that.
Right, but I don't have to have a subscription for that. I'm not saying I'm getting rid of those systems.
I agree. Correct. I'm just saying, you know, people who are PC based in that, I'm trying to wrap my head around the market that they're going for in this. And again, this will sell. It will do well. I'm just trying. For me personally, I don't see it for me.
Now, let me ask you the different question. The rumor is, and then we'll get into this speculation here, that they wanted to sell it at $750, the base model. Before we get into all the different permutations of that, let's just say we could roll back the clock here. I got my looking glass out, Matt, and I'm rubbing it in.
You do.
I'm caressing it in such a way that I am rolling the time back. And
you can see it forwards and backwards.
And the Rampocalypse has not happened now. We have just been transported back in time, and Gabe did not buy the $70 million house in Florida with the tunnel to the ocean. He did not. He did not buy the super yacht that's also a hospital. He's just got a regular, you know, modest little minnow out there. The Modest Minnow. Maybe that'd be the show title. The Modest Minnow.
Modest Minnow.
And
great porn film too, I think.
And it is $750. At that price, are you interested a little bit more to try it out? Or did it really have to be for you? Did it really have to come in like a Switch 2 price, sub $500?
I wouldn't say sub $500, but $600. I think that would be the sweet spot. Obviously, $750 is thinkable. Would be, you know, interest perking, but even still, for me personally, I'm not sure what I would do with it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Well, I mean, that'd be a beautiful thing to have in the RV, though, Matt. You know, nice.
You are correct there. You are correct.
Yeah.
You know, this would be out the property. If we had, if I go ahead and I get the internet out the property, you know, the real good stuff out there, this would be great for out there.
Yeah, you can have Afro Man combined. You can have some LAN parties too, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. You know, have some lemon pound cake. You know, smoke some weed. play some games. This is something perfect for.
You could also get a face. You could get different face plates for your mood too. You can get a big pot leaf for the when he comes over, or some lemon
bright
pound.
Green. Get that bright green. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just for me, it'd be cool. It'd be getting it for a gadget. Something cool, a cool gadget.
What do you? Any rumblings? You think any Noah might pick up this, or he's all off PC gaming at this point, right? He's just all on Portal. And
he is, but this might be something for a person like him, who still has his Steam account, still has Steam games. He's on PS5 to kind of open up gaming for him to hook up to his room.
Yeah,
instead of buying a PC.
Yeah.
Could that market, I could see that for him.
There you go.
Sure.
So the popular YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead is convinced that Valve was price gouging to make it expensive as it is. And Valve has come out, not really in response to that video, but they have talked to Gamer Nexus and said that when they were talking to the RAM manufacturers and they gave any sort of pushback, no, we can't afford that, or how about a different, they got ghosted. They said there's no negotiations. The price is the price. It's like when Dennis Leary went to the Rolling Stones and he was familiar, he's friendly with Mick Jagger and he wanted, to get a Rolling Stones song on one of his sitcoms. And Mick Jagger said, we got to put the friendship aside. The price is the price.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Valve was told by the RAM manufacturers, that the price is the price. So, we're not going to be able to solve world peace on this podcast, nor are we going to be able to solve who's right or wrong here in this. But
let's pause a minute there. We did broker the U.S.-Iran peace treaty.
This is true. This is true.
We did do that.
That was a bigly move. That was a bigly move on our part.
It was huge, huge. But besides that, no, we just want to clarify, we do solve world peace on this podcast. But go on with your thought there, Mike. I hear a lot. I've listened to a lot of people this week and says Valve had no choice but to put it at this price. They have backed into a corner that they're not on the level of Sony, Microsoft, and Apple where they're ordering these things in such bulk quantities that they can cut a deal, that they sort of buy them. I forget what the official term is, but they buy them ready to made, meaning we're making 1 million of these, we need 1 million parts. They're not saying, hey, we're making 20 million now, but we know we're going to make 20 million later, so we're putting an order in for 40 million. They're only ordering what they need. And so I guess they're not a big enough player. And believe me, no one is crying for Valve over here. Again, I just highlighted the dude bought a $70 million house with a tunnel to the ocean, and he's got a super mega yacht. So no one is crying them, but they're not on the level of Microsoft and Sony and Apple. First of all, they're a private company. They're not publicly traded, right? So, I don't know. I would assume that they're making somewhat of a profit there. I am not saying that they're making tons of profit. I think that's probably where I sit on that. Could they have lowered prices? Sure, they could have lowered the prices. They could have, subsidized it. They could have eaten it to get out there. But I don't think Valve is trying to compete with Sony and Microsoft. What I mean by that is I don't think they're trying to say we're coming for the big guys and we're coming for the living room. I think they're just looking at this as another offering for their SteamOS product. Mm-hmm. And you can do whatever you want with the SteamOS. 3.8.10 just came out. You can put that on any AMD product at this point. Some of it's in beta, some of it's not.
And you can. They also gave you the instructions on how to build your own Steam Deck, and you can put Steam OS on there. They're not saying you have to buy this, and maybe that's where Helix is going to at some point as well. Microsoft OS, whatever they're going to call it, Xbox OS. So yeah, I think they're making a profit, but I don't think they're making a killing. They could have lowered the price. They could have. I think if they could have sold it to you for $750, I think they would have. That's where I sort of feel.
Yeah. I think what I'm trying to bank on is there's a lot of people that have Steam, on their computers, bought a ton of games through Steam or have gotten codes through Steam, and they're trying to capitalize on that to say, hey, Steam Deck did well with people and be able to take their games on the go. Let's try the Steam machine because we have these people that have these huge Steam libraries and try and make it a little more accessible for them to play these games on their TVs, different places. I think, which is good. I mean, there's a lot of people that have Steam libraries full of just games and games and games.
Yep. I think it's just they're always iterating and innovating over there. And the Steam Frame will be the next thing that comes out, and that's supposed to be a headset with wireless headset? No.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll play
like a virtual reality thing, right?
Right. Yeah. I think the bigger issue that I want to sort of talk about, segue before we go into the next news item, is this where the bar is now set, Matt? Has Sony and Microsoft now been giving the sort of bare minimum of what their system? So I guess what I'm trying to say, that what I'm struggling to come out and say is the PS6 and the Helix, are we looking at a minimum of being $1,000? And if that is the case, I don't know. I get. This is just my own again, another mic problem. File it in the bucket of mic problems. But I put that anxiety and that stress on myself. Like, who's going to afford these things? Who's playing these systems? Just the older people that got jobs that are employed, but the younger people. Maybe they don't even want to be on these. Maybe they want to be on their tablets and phones, and they could give a rat's ass about any of this. I don't know, but I just feel like there's going to be a lasting impact to the industry if we keep putting out devices 100 plus. And we are famous here for saying once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's not going back in.
I agree. I do think too. I've said some pretty crazy things in this podcast. But I think that maybe Microsoft and Sony are going to sit back and see how well this does at that price point, and they may adjust to that to maybe bring in their things somehow lower. It goes back to the PS4, Xbox One. Sony, had their conference after Xbox, and they set their price at $399. After hearing what Xbox and everything did. Now, whether or not that was set or they did it right at the last minute or whatever is I don't know. But I think the same thing's going to happen here. They're going to wait and see how well it does.
This is a sad commentary on my life here, Matt. But you know how, like, if someone said, if you go to a therapist, what is your happy place? Oh, some people say, I'm at the beach, digging my feet in the sand with the tropical drink, or, or something else. Oh, console releases that were $399. That's my happy. That's my happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my happy place.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're 100% correct, man. I mean, those days are over. Okay. There's going to be sales. We've had this discussion on Discord. There's going to be sales where prices will drop temporarily. But like permanent price drops like we used to see on consoles are gone.
Yeah, I mean the only way they're not gone is if these things come out and be a turd in the punch bowl and they have to get rid of stock.
Yeah.
If gamers,
we're not going to see that with this. This is going to sell. This is going to be sold out. Now, we talked about this, at night. Does that mean they got 20, 40 million of these things made? Maybe, but no, we're talking, 5, 10 million, maybe. Right?
I bet you 10 million at most. I bet you it's probably somewhere more along the lines of 2 to 6 million that they've made of these, and how many they designate for each region is to be determined.
They'll sell out.
Oh yeah, they'll sell out for sure. And I bet you there's people, could be me included. What happens if I hit the lottery? Not the lottery, the Valve lottery, the Gabe lottery. And I buy it because I know I can flip it for double, and I can subsidize something else I want to buy. I'm sure there's going to be people doing that. Like, I'm throwing my name in the lottery here, but I have no intentions of keeping this for myself. It's going right up on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Yeah.
Sell for double the price.
So yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm curious. Anybody listening? Are they buying? Do you have sticker shock? Let us know in the comments below. Oh, there's no comments below either. Well, just let us know anyways. Smoke signals will do. Letters in the mail. Why don't people send letters anymore, Matt? Why can't we get a nice letter in the mail? I got to tell you, somewhere, I don't have it like at my fingertips here, but somewhere in my house, I have a rather large T-shirt box full of fan mail.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying to you. Not podcast fan mail, not gaming fan mail. From my from my band in the 90s. I have somewhere all those letters that people used to send us in the mail.
Yeah?
So
you read them all?
Oh yeah, back in the day for sure. Yeah, we write back to people. It was like pre-internet days. That's how you tape traded and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
I don't people send letters anymore. Where's the effort? Anyways, moving on. GTA 6, the price has been revealed. I got to tell you, I am pleasantly surprised that it's only $79.99, $80.
$80
for the base. Many people were saying it was going to be $100. Nintendo flirted with this $79.99 price tag for a couple of their titles, and now we see Rockstar going up by $10 as well. So, how does that hit you first? That it's only $10 more.
I was expecting. I think we talked before. $80, $90, 100 would be up there, but $80 fits. Again, this is going to sell. This is going to do just fine. Yeah, well,
I don't want to pull the curtain back too much because again, these people aren't paying the Patreon bucks. So they don't get all this all access info. But Matt told me before the show tonight that we got to be done. That we got to be done by 11 p.m. so he can get his credit cards all lined up because pre-orders go live at midnight.
Yes,
so
that's correct.
He's got to make sure he's got these all bought for the system so he can be prepared to preload this thing months and months in advance. So if you hear me picking up the cadence at all, picking up the pace at all, it is because he has to.
I gotta buy my game.
Exactly. So it is $10 more. And then the whatever they're calling the premium, the ultimate edition, is $100. So, have you looked at all the different flavors, and are you thinking of picking up one?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll probably do the $100 version.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I probably will. Mm-hmm. And it seems the game's got a PS5 slant to it.
They must have Sony or someone must have ponied up some cash here because it does say plays best on PS5. in their marketing. Thanks to a close partnership between Sony Interactive Entertainment and Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto will play best on PS5 by taking advantage of PS5's immersive features to deliver a deeply engaging single-player experience when it launches on November 19th. PS5 puts you in the center of the game world with the DualSense wireless controller reacting to your actions and bringing the sights, sounds, and sensation of Jason and Lucia's story into the palm of your hands. So you have responsive vibrations, adaptive triggers for provide dynamic resistance. Integrated speaker also adds another dimension to key moments interactions with sound effects from controller enhanced by haptic feedback. 3D audio, Tempest 3D audio, etc., etc.
I'm clicking through this link here, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
The screenshots. It's just.
Are you getting aroused? Your modest minnow is now a full-on salmon.
Oh, it's a smallmouth bass.
Yeah, you get.
It's incredible.
You're getting jacked and pumped.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just.
No, I am not a person here who's going to be give you all bad news here. I don't think this is paving the way for other people to put their games out at $80. I don't think this is a test bed. I think this game's been in development for 13 plus years. They feel it's the best entertainment value for your dollar. It's going to be a cultural phenomenon, and that's worth $10 more. I don't think because they put it for $10 more that you're going to see other people. There's going to be someone that's going to try. There's going to be some that are going to try. Nintendo's already tried. But I don't think you're going to see mass adoption at the $80 price point.
No, I see that, everyone talks about AAA games, right? Your top tier game. I think this is a step above that. Just like if a new Witcher were to come out, would be a step above that.
Yes, I could see The Witcher at $79.99.
Yeah, I think this is another tier of games.
Quadruple A gaming.
Trademark it.
Yeah.
Trademark it. Coming out, and we've had this before. These games held to a different standard, and they come through with that. So, $80 is justified. Absolutely, pay the people that developed the game, made the game. And pay them so they can come out again with Grand Theft Auto 7 in 2040. You get it here first.
Matt and I will be playing it at the old age home.
Yeah, we will. Yes, sir. Eating our yogurt.
Now, we are not GTA Online players, but there is some discourse out there about the slogan of single player experience, and people are worried. Like, when is GTA going to get online? We can't predict, Matt, but if you were to predict, if you were to think a year later when it comes out on PC, they'll update it all at the same time, so you get the PC and the online. They're not going to do anything to disrupt the cash cow that is GTA Online. They're not going to take that offline. They're going to leave that thing up and online and running until they're ready to flip the switch. At most, there'll be a couple weeks of downtime if they need it. But I think that thing stays up. And then one day it's like, you know what, the new GTA Online is ready, and they flip it over. Now, do they flip it over, or do they give you another offering? I don't. That's details that need to be sussed out. Is it like GTA Online 2.0? And everything that you've done before carries over, or is it two different? I don't know. That gives me a popsicle headache on things I don't even care about. But I don't. I don't think they're going to do anything. My main point here is I don't think they're going to take that thing offline. They're going to keep that going as its own entity, and you're going to play the single player experience.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people are getting upset with it. This is nothing new with GTA. coming out. Their games. It's a single player experience at first, and then it turns into the online thing. Red Dead 2 had it. GTA 5 had it. It's not a first come thing for this to be online and play with others.
Now, you know what other people aren't happy about is physical.
I saw that today.
There is no disc in the box. What's in the box, Matt? What's in the box?
A code.
It is a code. Now, some people are speculating that is because they don't want leakers getting the disc ahead of time. That with the code, they can lock it down. I think with the disc, you could lock it down too. I don't know. But they
could.
A lot of places these days, I'm thinking of limited run games or games of more smaller indie games. They come out digitally first, and then a month or two later, they release a physical. But I don't know. I think GTA, in some instances, and I'm not using this in a derogatory term, is a normal person's game, meaning the person that plays the CODs, the Maddens, is also going to pick up GTA. They're going to see that in the store and they're going to buy it and they go, "Why the hell is this thing so light?" And they open it up and it's just it's just a goddamn code.
So much. It's going to be like me opening up my fucking Uncharted special edition package.
Yeah,
so much disappointment.
Still crestfallen. Those videos just disappeared off the internet. The beer, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I wish I could find those.
Yeah. So people are upset about that. But what else are you gonna? What are you gonna do? People are upset about everything.
Yeah.
What I am not upset about, Matt. Moving on. July 21st, Marathon has confirmed the new PvE mode is coming out. Now, the little bit I've read of this is geared more towards a single-player experience. Is that right? Is that what you have sussed out here?
That's what it sounds like, but I'm hoping it's a co-op like we always can do.
So it says here, Marathon will release its new experimental PvE mode on July 21st as part of the next mid-season update. The new mode will allow players to venture into Cryo Archive, the map used for the game's endpoint raid-like content, to take on a series of challenging vaults. So you're able to do this on your own or with allies, with a unique progression system that lets you grow more powerful ahead of the final vault. So allies is kind of ambiguous there. Does that mean allies like AI, allies like randoms, or allies like co-op?
I'm hoping both allies with randoms or allies with co-op. Like you and I could go in and start doing this shit.
Yeah, and then this is on IGN here. They have over 3,000 voters. It says, will PvE convince you to play Marathon? And as of right now, 69.4% said yes. So I think, it's good that it's coming out July 21st, but boy, if they could get that out any sooner and get people before Marathon fades out of people's memory. Now, maybe Bungie's just riding the high of Destiny right now. That's doing extremely well. So,
yeah, I was just going to say that. I wonder if they're waiting for the whole Destiny thing to happen and then bring this out and start pumping this up. Yeah. But I can kind of see your point is like, get it out sooner, get it out while it's hot, type of thing.
Get it out while Destiny's hot. It's maybe not apples to apples, but like you saw how Fallout 76 took off during the first season of the Amazon show, and then they didn't have anything for season 2. And sometimes I got to be opportunistic with this shit. If everybody's enjoying the Bungie flavor of Destiny, can they get in there and play something else that has the Bungie spirit? But
and it's gonna be too while they're waiting. Wait till Destiny's done, and then bring this out. Say, hey, all right, this is out here now for you guys, all you Destiny people. We're not done. We're here with this though. Instead.
Mm-hmm. And we're not done here yet. We got 2 news stories left. Now, for those that have been paying attention, somewhat endeavored to get another podcast off the ground, Retro World Order, with me and Los from the Talking Place. Los, Los is in a different place in life than us, Matt, right now. His kids are much younger. So the summer is here, and he's busy with them, making sure they're behaving or, taking them to various summer-like activities. So his time is a little bit more constrained than myself. It's a long-winded way of saying we will have a Retro World Order show here at some point in the future. But in the meantime, I want to sprinkle in some sort of retro gaming stuff into this show because that really is what has piqued my interest of late. And then the 2 companies out there that make handhelds that I buy at a precipitous clip are Anbernic and Retroid. And Retroid has announced, or I guess teased is a better way to say this, their new handheld, which is called the Pocket Nova. It's a very sexy looking device, if I say so myself. So this has a 4:3 aspect ratio screen. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor in there without the cellular part, so hopefully that can be cheaper. It is going to have the OLED screen, and is more of a flatter design than some of their other products. So, again, for the people watching on video, I'm holding up here their Pocket 6. Okay, it's got more curves in the back and things like that, but this one here looks to be flatter, more like the Switch 2.
Yeah. The same proportions and everything.
Yep. So it has a 4.5 inch screen, 4:3 OLED screen, 120 hertz. Details about the battery capacity, charging speed, storage, and RAM have not yet been released. So this is just a slow dribble of information. Should play most things up to the Switch. Now, when I say that, if you're in the emulation sort of world or business, that means you can play like PS2, GameCube, and Switch, and then everything below that. That does not mean it's going to play PS3 and Xbox 360 and Xbox. I don't think. You could try. You might get some game. The emulation on 360, the original Xbox and PS3 is sort of in its infancy stage, so it's not really as mature as the PS2, PS1, and GameCube, and so on. So as those things evolve, it might play on a device like this because it does have, again, it has that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in there, which is good.
Yep.
So something to keep in mind. I have no idea what the price is on this. I've seen people speculate from $129 to $250. That's just a wide breadth right there. But I'm keeping a close eye on that one. It's got some cool colors. And I'm very happy with the 2 Retroid devices I have. And then the last...
So definitely something you're interested in to look at and buy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sign me up. And then Anbernic, who always comes out with quirky and funky devices. Of course, it's the Get Smart gadget here. The RG Rotate is an Anbernic device. Anbernic has teased the RG55G1, a new core for a new horizontal handheld. So this is them sort of stepping up their game and offering something maybe along the lines of that other device we just talked about. It's got a similar looking design. Haven't released too many features on it, but it'll probably try to. It's not going to try to compete with like the AYNs of the world or the Ion Neo, but it's going to come out with something to sort of maybe get a better chipset processor than what they've been putting out on some of their other Anbernic devices. So the details on this is a little bit limited, but Anbernic likes to crank their stuff out. So I'm sure if they're teasing this, they'll have more details very shortly and be able to purchase it. But it's got double shot buttons, 3D Hall effect joysticks, Hall effect triggers, clear buttons. What a lot of people don't like about the Anbernic stuff of late is that their whole front of their device is glass. So you drop it, you know what happens? Glass can
Matters.
Yeah. So it's got a full screen 2.5D glass. So yeah, I love my quirky Anbernic devices. I got a ton of them. So I will keep my ear to the ground on this to see what develops and what other details get released on it. But they're always fun to tinker with. I think probably this will be a Android device. I think the Pocket Nova is obviously going to be Android because that's the Snapdragon. So these are not Linux devices, but you might be able to put Linux on them. So just go ahead.
Would that be like a dual boot type of thing when you do that?
Yeah, so you'd probably put like the SD card in the device, and then it reads the SD card and it would boot right into Linux. Then if you took it out, it all depends if these things have two inputs or not. But yeah, with the Retroid Pocket, like here, I can put an SD card in there that has a Linux, and it will boot right into Linux. And then if I want to go back to Android, I just take the card out, and nothing gets overwritten, and I can just bounce right back to Android.
That's convenient. That's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's real nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a smattering of retro talk, which has really been my passion of late with these little devices.
Yes. Good.
All right. Well, look at that, Matt. 11:40 gives you plenty of time to get the warm slippers, study your credit card numbers, and get ready for pre-ordering GTA 6. You're gonna be like Oprah. You get a copy, and you get a copy, and you get a copy, or just getting one for yourself.
One for myself. I'm sorry. I'm a Scrooge. I'm stingy. Everything just paid for. A copy for myself for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. This has been episode 60. We will catch you all in 2 weeks. Thank you for hanging out.
Nice little pipe of talk. They're trying to stack paper. That sounds real exciting.